All right. Thank you for being here. This is fantastic. Starting now. And so, actually, well, this is a little story to this. When I got this instrument, my brother gave it to me. It was like handed down in a way, and so he doesn't play the French horn anymore. But it was really big for me when I got it. And this is when I was in 6th grade. And growing up, I would always play the 4 Mozart horn concerti. They were really like the most beautiful pieces that I ever thought for the French horn. They were like they were the only pieces that I actually liked to play on the French horn. And then when I got this instrument, I just played the book cover to cover. There was this Schirmer's library of like Schirmer's book with all 4 concerti, all published in one book. And I played the whole thing cover to cover, and it was like magical. And for the first time, I actually loved playing the French horn. And that's sort of what made me almost want to become a French horn player. And so I always, since that moment, wanted to share my joy with other people of playing the Mozart horn concerti. And that's what I'm going to do today. And it was quite a struggle for me to do this, for this to actually happen. Because first, there was that moment in 6th grade. And then this is too many years later than that I want to admit. That would be, I'm in 14th grade now, so that would be 8 years ago. Man, that's crazy. And so I applied for recital in room 309 and 543, the big halls in Moore's Hall, and they got denied. Five requests. And then I emailed 6 people to do it in a more informal hall, and then they all said no. And then I emailed every single violinist, violist, cellist, and bassist, including these fine people, and I did it on mail merge. But my laptop could not handle a mail merge with 367 people. It didn't work. And so it failed. Then I went to the Juilliard library to do it, and the Juilliard library had a student block, so I still couldn't do it. And then I emailed all 367 people one by one. It took 4 hours. I did it. And then these wonderful people said yes, but then only one violinist out of 168 enrolled at Juilliard said yes. So I had to, then I emailed all of them, I emailed all 167 except for Simon, because Simon said yes. Give a round of applause to Simon. So I emailed all 167 again, and then nobody answered positively, but some were very happy and enthusiastic about the project. And so Josiah, who is actually a brother of one of the great violists at this school, agreed to play, and we're so happy for him. So he's an amazing student at MSN, and also a very good boy.
No, future.
Future. Okay.
I'm still in.
And these are amazing students at Juilliard. And these are amazing French horn concerti written by the amazing Mozart. So you're going to hear them, and I hope that you love them, because I love them, and so I hope I can share this love and joy with you. Let's tune it. We have to do it. Excellent. Thank you so much. where the person whom he wrote it for was getting old. Why is it called Concerto number 1? Well, that's because the guy who organized Mozart's music, his name was Kuschel, and he messed up. Come on, but we forgive him for that. But he discovered the last one first, and so he put it first, but it's not. It's the last one that he wrote. And this Leutgeb was his name. This French horn player, his dad owned a sausage shop. That's very important. Because he wrote in one of his letters to Mozart something that historians looked at and thought that it might have suggested that he was a cheese salesman. So this is what happened. So Leutgeb's dad was a sausage shop owner. And then Leutgeb died, and then Mozart died, and things were well for a few hundred years. And then historians went back and read all of Mozart's letter, and they saw something about Leutgeb and cheese, and made the assumption that Leutgeb was a cheese salesman. But that was actually discovered to be wrong. Leutgeb's dad was a sausage salesman who had one thing to do with cheese ever, and Leutgeb never had anything to do with the sausage shop, except for the fact that his dad owned it. So Leutgeb was not a cheese salesman, as some people say, but it's a funny story, and so that's why we have all these concerti, because Mozart wrote music for a sausage salesman's son, who everyone thinks is a cheese salesman, but is not. And there's also cheese on the side, because cheese is delicious. And that's the only reason. Not because of anything with Leutgeb. And now we're going to play the second concerto. Thank you.
We're good.
We're going to play the second concerto that Mozart ever wrote for horn. And people say this is also called number 2. So this one Kuschel got right. Let's clap for Kuschel. He got it right. Yeah! This is the only one out of the 4 Kuschel got right. So, okay, that's okay. One. Mozart's second horn concerto. Let's talk for Mozart again, too. Yeah, Mozart. Yeah. And so, on that last piece, I actually like to think of a poem by Tolkien. So Tolkien was a great author. He wrote The Lord of the Rings, and the prequel to The Lord of the Rings is called The Silmarillion. And in that, there's a story about Beren and Lúthien, who are an elf and a man who go riding on a hound named Juan to steal back the Silmarils and save the world. And it's an epic poem about the triumph of good over evil. But in that piece, I really like to envision Juan the Hound and Beren and Lúthien riding on, going, "Bum, we goeth to the Silmarils to save the world, da 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 da." And I like to think of that as galloping and marching. So that's my favorite. And then when the elf Lúthien seals the Silmarils back, she has to put the bad guy Melkor to sleep. And that putting that lullaby to sleep, I think of that as the second one. It's really, really beautiful. Just one of the most beautiful melodies. Now, this is the third concerto, which was the second. No, wait, hold on. This was the. Oh, okay. So yes, wait. Yeah, okay. So the fourth concerto is the first one he wrote. The second concerto. Wait, the first concerto is the last one he wrote. Which one is correct?
This one.
This one. So this is the third concerto he wrote. So then the second concerto was the first one he wrote. Oh, okay. So the second concerto was the first one he wrote. I'm a big liar, I guess. So the second concerto was the first one he wrote. Okay. And then this one is the second one he wrote. This one is the third one he wrote. I see. Okay. Okay. I got it. The first one he wrote is the last one to write. And the one you're about to hear is the one that is the third to write, which is the right one. Wow, okay. I got it. Now, so the third concerto is the third one he wrote. I understand now. Thank you. Got it. 2, 4, 3, 1. So the second one is the first one he wrote. The fourth one is the second one he wrote. The third one is the third one he wrote, which is this one, correct? And the first one is the fourth one he wrote. Excellent. So Mozart wrote the fourth concerto in 4 different colors of ink. And he wrote in the first concerto, he wrote different lines in between the jokes. And he said, "You stupid idiot, stop missing so many notes." He wrote that to Leutgeb as jokes. And he said, "Oh, this part is a really, really clench up tight here because this is, I know you're gonna get nervous." And he writes that in between the lines. And so and then the fourth concerto, which was the first one he wrote, that one, it was written in 4 different colors of ink. And many people think that it was just a joke, but actually it might be a color code. So this is the right one, the third concerto, the third one he wrote, Mozart. Almost. Mozart was actually an amazing epistolist. Most people don't know, but he wrote thousands of letters, like Abraham Lincoln, actually. And he, like, it's amazing what he talks about in his letters, because they're completely different from, what most people think of when they think Mozart. Like, he was just the sweetest, most loving person. And he was also had a huge sense of, everyone knows about his sense of humor, but he also just cared so much about people. And that's not really the side of Mozart side that most people get. So when I play this, I mean, I think about how much I care about people. So I hope that you care about this music very much too, because it's so beautiful. So, I mean, I love it, so thank you. We're going on to the fourth concerto now, and this is the first one that Mozart wrote. That's right? Yes, the first one. And this is when Leutgeb was young and flexible and agile, so it's the most virtuosic, and it's the most entertaining, it's the most fun for me, at least. And fun for these people, right? Very fun. Yes, so thank you. So so it's one of the greatest pieces in the repertoire. This is Mozart's fourth horn concerto. Thank you. That's okay.
Well, try that one.
Yes, bum.
I just didn't know how fast we go.
That's okay.
Remember, I just
Yes,
said
that was the right one.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right.
Okay. Good.
hunger for music. And now let's appreciate your hunger for chocolate and cheese over here. The cheese is for Leutgeb, so remember him in that. And remember Mozart in these wonderful concerts. Thank you for the Mozart Concerti concert. Turn the stage lights on.
Wow. An hour and 6 minutes right there.
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh boy. All right. Well, Brooks.
We got an hour.
Shall we?
I want some chocolate.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 10. I might just have to play for you and apologize.
Okay. Can we?
Yeah. Wow, he just knocked out of the park. Oh, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to our stuff. We appreciate it. Really? You do?